I just got back from Aldi. This is my table full of food. Our total came to $265, excuse me. So let's go ahead, hop in, show you guys what I got and talk about some things. Right off the bat, when I pulled into the Aldi parking lot, there were multiple people there bringing cart after cart out full of canned goods and boxed items and lots of things. One group of people particularly had a enclosed trailer that they were pulling, and I thought for sure they had to be part of like a youth group or a church or a food pantry or something like that. But I heard the cashiers talking and nope, it was just a regular old couple coming in and stocking up. So I sat in the parking lot and waited for about 15 minutes before I walked in so that I could give the stockers a little bit of time to restock shelves. And I'm happy I did that because by the time I walked in, they had already had most things put back up on the shelf, or they were pulling out pallets to restock items. So it was a little skim pickings today. It honestly brought me back to 2020 when there were a lot of gaps in shelves and there were only maybe a couple items of each thing left. So I did plan on going in and getting a couple things of boxed pastas, but that was one of the items that they didn't have restocked yet. They didn't have a pallet pulled out yet, and they were like all gone except their more expensive brands of pasta. So I didn't get any pasta, but I did also get some canned goods. It was my plan today to go in and get some things for the pantry shelf for long-term storage. I think that it's smart to fill in the gaps that you are seeing in your own pantry shelf right now. We don't have to get political here, but we all remember what happened after the 2020 election. I think it is smart. A lot of us, including myself, got caught with our pants down last time, and I do not want that to happen again. So I am slowly and trying to respectfully stock up without totally wiping out things and causing a chaos, which is what happened last time. So that being said, I'm going to show you guys what I got. Talking a little bit here. I'm not going to see any meat in this haul because we buy our things locally here. We have a whole pig coming in. I'm going to pick up actually tomorrow, and our freezers are full right now of all other things, fish, ground beef, and the only thing we buy is chicken, which you will see here. So my entire grocery budget for us as a family of 6 is $550. I typically split that between Aldi and Walmart. I try to keep it at about $250 a piece. And then I have a completely separate budget that I do for Sam's Club. We do that every couple months or so for bulked household items and some snacks and whatnot from there. So this is Aldi for the month of October. Let's just go ahead and start off with our canned goods. I did check expiration dates on these. Important to do when you are wanting to have things on the shelf for as long as possible. So all of these do not expire until December of 2026. Long time. So I ended up getting 6 cans of just whole corn. Now, I do a lot of canning, and you're probably thinking, why wouldn't you just can this? I could have, but sometimes it is better to be honest with yourself and say, I do not have time to dedicate to canning corn. I froze all of our corn that we grew this year, or I made it into a relish that we put up on the pantry shelf. So these are just to fill in the gaps of things that I didn't can myself, that I don't have time to can myself, and I want to be prepared because I would rather have it than tell myself I'm going to do it and then not have time to do it. So 6 things of canned corn. We prefer our vegetables frozen. Everything we grow in the garden, we typically blanch and freeze. So these are things that 100% are going to stay on the shelf. We're not really going to want to pick off because we like our frozen stuff better. But in the case of we need it, it's going to be there on the shelf. So this is probably 6 meals of corn for us, which is great. I also got 6 things of green beans, whole cut green beans. Once again, just a couple meals worth for a side, whatever. I'm like, I feel better just having a couple cans. So 6 of each. All of these I did 4. So I did 4 cans of mixed vegetables. This is what we would do in a casserole. Casseroles and soups are a great way to feed a lot of people, like a family of 6 with not a lot of items. I can make my own pasta, throw in some cream of chicken soup from the shelf, or make my own cream of chicken soup, throw in a thing of vegetables, top it with a little cheese, and everyone will be happy with that. So this is a couple meals worth for us. Canned fruit. This is another thing I could can myself, but I want to be honest with myself and I would rather have it. So these are all canned in white grape juice. I don't know why my camera doesn't want to focus on these. I also got 4 cans of peaches. These are canned in just white grape juice, so I feel pretty good about that. But 4 of these, and I also got 4 things of mandarin oranges, just because my kids eat so much fresh fruit that I remember in 2020, when it was harder to get fresh things and have them last. Like, I'm trying to think how to put this, because there was a lot of fresh produce available in 2020, but I remember it for whatever reason being something that we missed having. I don't know if it's because we weren't going to the store as often, or if the kids were just eating through it so fast that we couldn't keep it stocked, but I remember vividly us wanting more fruit than what we had. So I got some canned stuff to hopefully prevent us having that issue again if a situation like that were ever to come up. Because right now I have 1 can of canned pineapple on the shelf, and that's it. Just to cover my bases just a little bit. Now we're on to just normal groceries for a while. I got 2 things of this cold foam. Guys, I love this stuff. I don't get it every month, but I really like it. I like their sweet vanilla. I also like their caramel macchiato. They have a mocha one I don't like as much. And I saw today they had a red velvet one if you're interested in that. Get some olive oil spray. This is just for regular baking, cooking, and things. We are still working through all of that budget cheese my husband picked up at the beginning of the year. And the only thing we ran out of was mozzarella. So this is all I needed. I got 2 32-ounce bags. So 4 pounds of mozzarella cheese is about what we go through a month. I know it sounds like a lot, but we do homemade pizzas, strombolis, lots of things happen with these, and I will just put 1 bag in the fridge, the other in the freezer, and we'll pull it out as needed. Speaking of pizzas, I did get 2 things of pepperoni. We also throw these on hot ham and cheese sandwiches, or the kids will use these with some crackers in their lunchbox with some string cheese as like a snacky lunch. So we go through quite a bit of those. Chicken. This is something that we don't buy locally and we don't buy in bulk. So I got 2 bags of chicken breasts. This is also something that my Aldi did not have restocked. So I just grabbed kind of what they had, and it wasn't a lot. So I only got 2 bags. Typically I would get 3, but we'll be fine with this, or I can always go back and get another bag, but this is what they had, so I got it. I also got a bag of chicken thighs. The only other thing they had were chicken tenders, which we don't use as often, so this is just what I got. I do have another bag of chicken breast in my freezer, so we should be fine. Our regular 2 bags of hard salamis, we love these as snacks with like a couple hard-boiled eggs. They're just really good, or a string cheese or something. Some cottage cheese, we love those. We also started putting these on our pizzas, which are really good. We just use these a lot, so I got 2 bags of those. I was watching a reel on Instagram for an Aldi page, and I saw these, and I like to look at those before I go grocery shopping because it gives me things to look out for. So I knew that I wanted to get these for the kids, just for lunchbox additives, or maybe even Halloween night. I just thought they were fun. I do like to get these fun things for the kids because I don't want them to miss out on fun seasonal things. But they're just treats. So once they're gone, but I did get 2 bags. I always get 2 bags of chicken nuggets for lunch boxes for my big kids. I got a question last month on how I keep these warm in lunch boxes. I just put these in a thermos, and my kids say that they are still warm by lunchtime and they really like them that way. So this is just a fun lunchbox item for the kids, so they don't always have to have like sandwiches or roll-ups or things like that. So there is that. We got these last month because our pig was pretty much gone out of the freezer, and we wanted some breakfast options because we really like to have these with our farm fresh eggs. So we tried them. We all loved them. So I got 2 more packages of these. Even though my pig does come in tomorrow, I'm gonna pick it up, but these were so fun. We really liked having these. So I think this is something we'll get more often. Lunch meat for the month. We typically go through about 1 a week, which equals about 4. So I got 2 things of Black Forest ham, 2 things of Black Forest turkey, and then I also got 2 things of bologna, but I opened one and it's up on the counter because my 1-year-old wanted one of these. As soon as we got home, she was very excited about these. So 2 of these. Same thing with this lunch meat. I'll put all of this in the freezer except 1 package and then pull it out. I got a comment saying that sometimes when you guys freeze your meat and you pull it back out thawed, the texture is weird. I've never had that issue. Maybe it's just something I don't notice, but we all have our likes and dislikes, because I know people who also don't like to freeze their cheese because they think it makes it different. I guess it's all just a person's preference. So I totally get it. Freezing does change the texture of things, but for us, it's never something that has made a big of a difference that we notice it. So there's my sense on that. 4 things of salted butter. I have a whole stack of unsalted butter I'm still working through out of the freezer for all of my baking. So this is just basically what we need for everything other than baking for a month. Perfect. I did get 2 things of golden round crackers. One of these is for long-term storage. Well, both of these are actually going to go on long-term storage right now because I still have some in my working pantry from last month. These are fantastic. Once again, if a situation came up and we were eating a lot of soups or something with some of these canned vegetables, and maybe I'm saving my flour so that we can use it for other things. I don't always want to have to make bread. Maybe I want to save it for treats and cookies and snacks that we're doing. I can use these crackers. Or it is also chili season. I think chili is better with crackers than it is with bread anyways. So just a pantry item. Got a thing of romaine lettuce for us. The garden is Dunzo's. I have a handful of tomatoes, so you won't see these in here. I have peppers, so you won't see those in here. But for the most part, the garden is pretty much done. The kids asked for a break from apples because we've had so many fresh apples. I've been getting tons of apples from grandparents and neighbors and things that all have apple trees. The kids asked if I would not get apples this month and just get some other fruits for them to mix it in. I was going to get some berries, however, berry prices have become insane. It was $5 in my Aldi for a thing of blueberries, and I have 4 kids. 1 little package of blueberries won't even last us like the night. It won't. My big kids will get off the bus, they'll run right to the fridge, see the blueberries, and those will be gone in 5 seconds. So I skipped out on those. At least for now, I am thinking that might be something I just have to start getting from Sam's Club in bulk. At least get a bigger container. It might be a little bit more worth it for our family that way, but I think these small little containers, our family has just outgrown those, and I just don't want to pay $5 for a little thing of blueberries. I just don't want to do it. So they have other options. 2 bags of cuties. My kids love these. They'll be very happy with these. I do like to mix up their fresh fruit options anyway, just because we rely on this stuff so heavily for snacks and for lunch boxes for the kids. We always do this stuff over this stuff here. These are fun treats. This is the go-to here. So we do like to mix it up. That way the kids don't get bored. But I got 2 things of grapes. I have some kids who prefer red, some kids who prefer green. Let me know down below what camp you are. I am team green, my husband is team red, and we have 2 kids that are red and 2 kids that are green. So there's how that. These were a good price too right now, so I was happy to do that. I got 4 things of baby carrots. We harvested all the carrots out of the garden. We did keep some fresh, but the kids really just like these little ones, and I have no problem getting these for the kids, these little baby carrots. They're perfect. 3 cucumbers for lunch boxes and sandwiches and roll-ups and all sorts of things. I got 2 pineapple. These were $1.90 a piece at my Aldi right now. If my kids do not eat these fast enough, I will can these. Kids love my canned pineapple or canned pineapple. They're great to throw in the bento boxes for the kids, or my big girls will bring them in just little like 4-ounce mason jars for a snack for school, because they do get a snack time. So we really like these. And that's my plan with these. Just so you know, if we don't go through both of them and they start to go on me, You can always freeze them if you don't know how to can, or canning them up. These are one of those fun seasonal items I got for the kids. There are 40 bags of pretzels in here. My son's favorite thing on the planet. His favorite snacks are either nuts or pretzels. I might send this to school with my son for his snack. Once a month there's a snack collection, and I might send this in there for him, or I might keep it at home. We'll see what happens, but I did get this. This was $4.99 or $5.99. Not too bad, but there are 40 bags in here. As always, I got a bag of tortilla strips. Once a month we always get these. This is actually going to go downstairs in long-term storage because we did not finish our bag from last month. I got 2 things of sweet Hawaiian rolls. These are going to go right in the freezer, and I will use these for the kids for lunch boxes, just for little sliders. I restocked all of our chocolate chips last month, but the only thing we needed more of now is mini chocolate chips. The kids, these are the ones we use the most, so I'm going to take these and put them downstairs on the storage shelf. I got a thing of mini bagels. I use these to make mini pizzas for the kids' lunches. 2 things of large tortillas. I didn't need any small ones this month. We did not eat through them last month. I got some things for my husband's lunch box. I get things for my husband's lunchbox every month. He just puts them in his lunchbox and keeps them in there, and he can have them when he wants them. So I typically will get him some sort of trail mix, and I got this one this time. I always try to get him something a little different. So this one's banana chips, dried papaya, raisins, dried pineapple, dried cranberries, golden raisins, cashews, and almonds. This is something really different for him, but he likes everything that's in this, so we'll see how that goes. My kids love Oreos. Absolutely love them. I got 2 things here. One is for kids' lunch boxes, and then the other one. This year we are doing one big birthday party for all 4 of our kids. All 4 of our kids have birthdays between the very last week of September and the very first week of January. I know that sounds a little wonky, but basically 2 of our kids have birthdays within just a couple days of each other, and then there's a couple week gap, and then our last 2 kids have birthdays within a couple days of each other. And our last 2 kids have birthdays. One is just before Christmas and one is a couple days after Christmas. And every year we try to do a birthday party for our 2 little kids, and it becomes very stressful, and not a lot of people can make it because it's during the holidays. So we decided this year we are going to take our 2 little kids who would normally do a joint birthday party and add them on to our 2 big girls who have always had a joint birthday party. And we're just going to make it super fun. We have 2 bounce houses coming, and we're going to just make it a lot of fun for all 4 of the kids. So we're basically doing one birthday party for all 4 of our kids right now. And then on their actual birthdays, we always do a small cake, and they get their present from mom and dad, and they get to do something fun that's just for us as a small family. That being said, one of those things of Oreos is going to be for the birthday party. I'm going to stick them away. The birthday party's in a couple days, and I'll pull that out and put that on the table with all of the snacks and treats and stuff for the birthday party, because my kids love Oreos and they love Halloween. So they will get a kick out of the fact that those Oreos are orange. Other thing I got for my husband's lunch were these turkey sausage sticks. They don't have to be refrigerated, which makes it perfect for his lunchbox. He can just put one of these in there and have it for when he wants it. The other one I will put in the freezer, and when he is ready to eat them, he can pull them out and put this second package in his lunchbox. These were, I want to say these were like $4 with tax. 10, 12, 14. So there's 15 or 16 sticks in here. Not terrible, but I'm sure my husband buys this stuff from the gas station, and I know it's cheaper if I just buy it like this. So there's that. 2 things of pub style pretzels. My kids love these. They're their absolute favorite. 2 things of oyster crackers. This whole pile here is stuff for me to make Chex Mixes for the kids. We do that all the time once school starts. The kids love them. They're great for after school snacks and all the things. I can link a couple videos down below where I make some of these, but 2 things of oyster crackers. I got a thing of rice squares. I got a thing of white cheddar Cheez-Its and original Cheez-Its. These are all with these pretzels, all for. One last thing I got for the storage shelf was stuffing. I know that might sound a little silly, but one of our favorite things to have on the storage shelf is stuffing because it's super easy. It's just water and butter, and every meal is better with stuffing, like everything. We also use these to make meatballs. So there's a lot of ways you can use this. I got 1 thing of cornbread and 2 things of chicken, but this is one of our favorite things to have on the storage shelf. It's a little odd, I know, but we really, really like it, especially with all that pork we're gonna have. Some barbecue pork chops or some barbecue pork steak or something like that with some stuffing and a baked potato is one heck of a meal. It's delicious. And if we're in a situation where we're pulling out some of these things that maybe we don't love to use all of the time, or we don't prefer to use, maybe it's gonna make it a lot better knowing that we've got something really delicious that we all really like, and that's stuffing. Okay, we're gonna come back to these cream cheese spreads. I got a pumpkin spice and a salted caramel. We talked about earlier this year how my husband was taking his journeyman's exam and how he was competing in a state competition for pipe fitting. Well, upcoming is the graduation ceremony and his like dinner for competing at state and all those things, and my sister is going to come watch the kids for us. So I got her the 2 things of cream cheese that she absolutely loves, and my hope, my plan is to be able to make some homemade bagels to gift her with those cream cheese spreads. It's one of her favorite things on the planet, and it's just a little something to say thank you for coming and hanging out and feeding my kids dinner and putting them to bed on a school night, mind you, so that mom and dad can go celebrate one of dad's accomplishments. So there's that. Those are not staying for me. They're going to my sister as a little bit of a thank you. Now, the very last thing I got, I did include these in my total. I needed some more or some new front mats for my house. Desperately needed them. These were $6 something a piece. Really great deal. I get these from Aldi every time I need one. So I got a basic one that just says hello fall, and I also got a little bit one that's more fun, farm fresh pumpkins. I'm going to put one at my front door, one at my back slider to collect all of the farm shoes, because otherwise we have not had a front mat on our front porch since spring because the spring weather just destroyed it. It was really old. It's a couple years old. It needed to be replaced anyways, but I haven't replaced it yet. And now is the time. So that concludes our Aldi haul for the month of October. Very good. I'm really happy with this. My plan originally going into Aldi, I did have it on my mind to get some stock up items. I just didn't know how much. So what I did is I walked through Aldi, did my grocery shopping as normal, and then I had a better idea of where I was sitting at budget-wise. And then I went back into the canned goods aisle and bought what I bought for canned goods for the storage shelf. This time of year, we have talked about it in the past that I know my grocery budget is going to be lower because of the garden and all the canning that we're doing, and I don't want to lower my grocery budget for this time of year. I would rather just keep it where it is and buy extra items for the storage shelf when I can. So because I didn't buy any apples, because I didn't get any fruit or frozen fruit or anything like that, I had extra room in my budget for those canned goods. Thank you. So that's just how I like to stock up on things when and where I can to still make it affordable for my family and not completely bust my budget. So much for hanging out with me, talking about my Aldi haul. My Walmart haul should be going up in the next couple of days, and I will catch you guys in another one. Bye.